fought heroically and wrote a glorious chapter in Indian history. So in our class of walk, we will be covering those places which will be closely associated with 1857, and in fact, those places could be the ones which you might have seen but not noticed. If noticed, then perhaps not observed, and if observed, then maybe we didn't know about them, or maybe the places which could be entirely new to us. So shall we begin? Yeah? Okay. The revolt had sparked up in Meerut. Meerut is about 58 kilometers from Delhi. And the moment it sparked, it soon embraces different regions, especially of northern India, and Indian soldiers from these regions are rushing towards the city of Delhi. Now, if this is the city of Delhi, the rebels are coming, they are attacking it, and the British, who had been staying here since 1803, are now completely perplexed. They are confused by the sudden attack. So they are leaving the city, they are escaping the city, and they are rushing towards the ridge area of the Delhi. Ridge area or the hilly regions of Delhi. And by this time, the rebels have taken up the city. And when I say city, it is the old Delhi which we know today. Or it was known as Shahjahanabad that time. So now the rebels are inside the city. The British have taken a refuge on the ridge area. And psychologically, let's understand the situation which could have been there at that time. The rebels are trying to consolidate their hold on the city, whereas the British are trying to regain the city. So a fierce battle had been fought somewhere between this region. And perhaps the ground where we are standing today is that battleground. And it has hidden away various Indian and as well as British faces. This burial ground has one such face in front of us, and that is of Brigadier General John Nicholson. So he is Brigadier General John Nicholson, one of the most prominent military leaders from the British side, and he was extremely brave and known for his bare-handedness, and he was extremely respected among his army men, especially the Indian army men and Afghanis army men. And it is said that he was so respected that a cult had developed in his name called Nicholson. And it is said that when he died during recapturing of the city, the army men had come and wept bitterly on his grave. There were few who took up flowers from his grave and gave up fighting forever. And there were furthermore who left fighting forever and got baptized in his name. So this was the power and influence of Brigadier General. Not to forget, he was also a very brutal, atrocious and racist in character. So this was about Nicholson, and there is one more person waiting for us. Perhaps right behind the bush. So we'll have to walk and scrape this grass. Okay. Yashodas Ramachandra, an Indian face, and he was a prominent professor of Delhi College. Now Delhi College could be called as the descendant of the modern Zakir Hussain College. Now Zakir Hussain College is a well-known college of Delhi University today. So this Delhi College during 1857, not during but it was around 1857 that it had gained immense popularity, and that too because of its large-scale translation work in Urdu. And Professor Ramachandra had also become equally important because he was also engaged in this translation process, in this translation of work intensively. Although he was a mathematician, but he was translating texts of mathematics, of science, of history, even of horticulture into Urdu. But this 1857 changed the story, both for this Delhi College and also for our Professor Ramachandra. Now when the Indian soldiers were inside, they were trying and threatening each and possible stuff associated with British power. And Ramachandra had converted into Christianity. He was a Hindu, but he had adopted Christianity. So he was a traitor in the eyes of rebels, and he was also a black in the eyes of British. So he had to face hostility from both the sides. And as far as the college building is considered, it was also shattered. And the reason being because the rebels or Indian soldiers had seen it closely associated with British, with conversions into Christianity, with science and modernity. To the 19th century, when the city was enclosed within a wall that had 14 gates to enter and exit. And one such gate, one of the loftiest gates, is Kashmiri Gate. And yeah, this is Kashmiri Gate. And it got its name because the road through it eventually led to Kashmir. And it was one of the most important landmarks in mutiny as well. Because once the Indian sepoys were inside the city, they were using this ground for assembling, for developing strategies, for attacking the enemies, and for discussions, and for various other stuff regarding the revolt. And on 14th September, it again comes into significance when the British force hung this gate up with the cannonballs in order to try and recapture the city. So we are inside the city, and this is the whole city, suppose. So the rebels are the British are coming from the other side, and still the damage made by the cannonballs, the British cannonball, is still visible on the other side of the gate. So the movie will be able to see that. Was not really that. It had a strategic path hidden behind it, and this could have been very important from the point of view of military, whoever was holding the city. And this could have been a path for the military troops to move to the other gate, because these walls were connected with different gates. So as I said, 14 gates, they were connected with the walls. And this encroachment is of course a new one. So this path might have gone a far way ahead and might have joined Mori Gate. And so it's just to give a sense that how the minds of that time would have been working for the defense of themselves, and also for securing themselves against any risky moment that might erupt at any time. And this place has been made up many times, and it is visible as well. The stones and the concrete. So the stones here, the bricks there and the bricks here are quite different from each other. And when the British were here, they also worked on it. It's not only the Mughals or Shah Jahan who was building up these places, but the British also, once they were inside the city, that is around 1800, in the beginning of 1800, they were making and strengthening the structure. So the idea could be of Mughal, but the way it has been strengthened could be from the British side.
What are the 14 gates?
14 gates are many, but now only 4 are existing.
Which one?
4 are Ajmeri Gate, one is Delhi Gate, one is this Kashmiri Gate, and the other is Tulkuan Gate.
And Mori Gate?
Mori Gate is no Mori Gate. Lahori Gate was busted during the revolt time. established by the rebellions to defend the British coming from that side. And the structures which we see today may not be the original ones because many of it was destroyed because of the heavy cannonballs and because of the force, the British force. And we can even see that some of it like missing from here and some of it has been tried to be made up. Which again are quite different. So we really have to imagine and go back to that time to bring it alive, this situation alive. And the projections which you see that right, they are bastions, and these were set up by the British. As I said that the British were trying in strengthening the wall. So this was not only bastions but also there were projections. There were various efforts, other efforts also made by the British to strengthen it. And the strategic use of this bastion is animals. So this is the first, the bastion. The two soldiers, if they are standing at the two ends, then they would be covering different angles, and from between they will be saved by the projection. So in a way they will be covering, in a way they will be safer also, and they will be covering a wider range to attack enemies as well. We know that 1911 was the time when British shifted their capital from Calcutta to New Delhi, and during the process, large number of members of Bengali community had also migrated to the city. So for the promotion of their culture, language, tradition, they had set up a club called Bengali Club. That's it. And originally it was near Jama Masjid, but around 1925 it got established here. So it was a hub for the Bengali community, and music, dance, theatre was its main attraction. However, now it is only standing in ruins and it's very hard to find people going there.